So, today we finna watch the Joestar that everyone forgot about. Now, one of y'all sent this video to me on Discord, and I'm not gonna lie, when I seen the video, I felt disrespected. I felt appalled. I felt like whoever sent this video to me was trying to like diss me. Because how dare you think that me, Drezu, forgot about a Joestar? The Joestars is one of my favorite bloodlines in anime. One of my favorite family trees in anime. And you think I forgot about one of the GOATs? Come on, bruh. Like, it's me we talking about, bruh. I don't forget about any Joestar. I already know what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about George Joestar. I didn't forget about him. Yeah. I ruined the video for everybody. I'm sorry. It's going to be about George Joestar. They thought I forgot about George Joestar. I didn't. You know why? Because I'm me. Drezu. The biggest Jojo fan. So we finna see what this video talking about, bro. We already know what it's talking about, but I'ma humor you and like see what it's talking about, bro. Cause you know what I'm saying? We here, we might as well. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into it, you already know, I wanna ask y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. Helps me out, helps the channel out, helps the channel grow. I appreciate the support. And without further ado, let's get into it, bro. Let's see what it's talking about. Let's see. I forgot about a Joestar. Maybe you forgot about a Joestar.
Since the beginning of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we have seen the Joestar bloodline grow and change in some very bizarre ways for well over a century now. Starting in the year 1880 when we were introduced to our first JoJo, Jonathan Joestar, as we followed his tragic journey to defeat Dio Brando. And ending in the year 2011.
Dio. I didn't forget about Dio either. He technically a Joestar because he took Jonathan's body. He had a couple kids that got introduced in Stone Ocean. Like, I remember these things. I remember. Even though I don't really consider Dio like...
and where we follow the last seen journey of the original universe's Joestar bloodline, Jonathan's great-great-great-granddaughter's bizarre adventure. So from Jonathan to Jolene, it's been over 130 years with more than a few Joestars in between, and not just main JoJos, but other Joestars that you might have forgotten about. I mean, things did get a bit messy considering there were a few affairs, adoptions, and whatever you would consider this whole situation. But the Joestar I think most people forgot about is Shizuka Joestar. Yeah, Shizuka, remember that invisible baby from Diamond?
I didn't forget about the invisible baby. I didn't forget. That's not even a real joke. Is it? Because I think Joseph adopted. Does adoptions count? Like, do you get the star if you get adopted in the Joestar family? Hold on.
Is unbreakable? Well, the parents of the baby were never found, and Joseph ended up adopting her and presumably bringing her back to America to raise her alongside Suzy Q. Well, unless Suzy Q accused Joseph of having another illegitimate child and decided to leave him, but maybe he explained to her somehow how this whole thing worked. Hey, Suzy Q, when I was in Morio, I totally didn't bang that one girl I had an illegitimate child with, but I found this invisible baby. I mean, since Shizuka is invisible...
That explanation Joseph had to give her had to be crazy. Had to be.
And if she didn't have any makeup or clothes on her, Suzy Q might just think Joseph's completely lost his mind. But I'm sure after Suzy Q understood the whole situation, she was very accepting of Shizuka into her home. So Shizuka Joestar was first found by Joseph and Josuke on the side of the road with no idea where she came from, but came to the conclusion that the baby is a stand user, and its stand ability is the reason she is invisible. And for the remainder of Diamond is Unbreakable, Shizuka is taken care of by Joseph, and they are occasionally seen together around Morio, even even at times helping out, like when Shizuka helped Rohan defeat Rock Paper Scissors Kid, and she showed off her first pose, a true Joestar, even if not by blood. This episode was crazy. So Shizuka seemed like a great addition to the family, and even had potential to appear in later parts of Jojo, considering she is the only member of the Joestar bloodline who is a stand user and able to possess a stand healthily that isn't a main Jojo. But of course, this is ignoring the whole Jonathan body, Dio head side of the family. So with that in mind,
it's adopted. I wonder how that would work.
Shizuka Joestar, the only stand user that isn't a main Jojo, and her stand Octon Baby had an A in development potential, so along with being a baby, it was obvious that what we saw her stand do in part 4 was nowhere near the stand's true capability or even its true ability. What we saw Shizuka do with her stand ability was just uncontrollably turning herself and everything around her invisible when stressed. So possibly when she grew up and developed her stand alongside her, she would be able to use her stand in a way that allowed her to choose specific things to turn invisible, including herself or just—
Oh, so this is fan art. This was in the thumbnail of how she would be. You would actually give her like her stand, like one of the, like, you know, those type of forms. I thought it would just be, you feel me, she just turns things invisible like just from her body and stuff. Okay, hold on.
Of herself. And this ability, along with increased stats in categories like range and precision, would make for a pretty amazing stand. But unfortunately, after Diamond is Unbreakable, we never saw Shizuka Joestar again.
Kind of wasted potential.
Even ever mentioned again. Well, I guess we don't really know if she was in either parts 5 or 6 because the point of her stand is to be invisible. So maybe she was a toddler in Italy or a teenager in prison and we just never saw her. But just knowing that Joseph Joestar adopted her and that she went back to the United States can actually give us a pretty good idea of how she grew up. Since Joseph was 79 years old in part 4, it's safe to say that he wouldn't be around for Shizuka's entire childhood. I mean, he was already losing his physical and mental strength when they first met.
Bro, 74 is the new 21 when it comes to Joseph, bro.
She was probably taken care of by Suzy Q, who granted didn't age the best, but still seemed to have good mental health. But since she was still very old, I assume Shizuka would be taken care of most by caretakers, maids, and other employees of the Joestar home. This would leave Shizuka with a very different childhood from most other children. I mean, she is adopted and doesn't even know who her real parents are, but has parents who were in their 80s by the time she could talk. It's also worth mentioning that by the time she's
I just noticed in this art, is that supposed to be the Joestar star on her neck? It looked like somebody just spilled some juice. Somebody spilled some juice on her neck, bruh. What the I mean, actually, it's good, like, symbolism, because it's like, it's not really a Joestar by blood, but, you know what I'm saying, by name. So it's kind of an altered star. Actually, that's kind of fire.
Teenagers, Suzy Q and Joseph would most likely be dead from natural causes. I mean, surely Joseph can't live forever unless maybe that Dio blood did something to him. But probably not. So by the time Shizuka's a teenager, both of her parents—
I still don't know how he made his eyes go red. Maybe he
are going to be dead, and she's going to be already an adopted child with, once again, no parents. And as shitty of a childhood as that sounds, it's actually the perfect setup for a main Jojo. I mean, main Jojos always come from a broken family, usually only being raised by one parent. Shizuka Joestar really would have been the perfect candidate for a main Jojo if the series didn't switch to the alternate universe.
Low-key.
Stone Ocean took place in 2011, so during the events of Part 6, Shizuka would have been around 12 years old, and in between each part, there is usually a few years time
Another
skip,
female Joestar main character? I've been with it.
Affected by the events of Part 6's ending, it would have been perfect for the 7th part of JoJo to take place in, say, now, 2017, where Shizuka would be 18 years old and most likely have gained full control over her stand ability and have plenty of interesting character dynamics considering her childhood.
This was what I was saying in the video we did where we what was the video title? I learned why Araki reset JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was saying, bro, Araki had enough material in the original verse to at least make one or two more parts. And now we watching this, I could have said 3 more parts. the original universe could have went up to part 9 if Araki really wanted to, and it would have still been fire. You feel me?
And also, if Shizuka Joestar was brought back into the series to be the main JoJo of a part, the setup of her character could involve some sort of flashback that could give all of the readers a closure to Joseph's character, as he was a main character in 3 parts of the series, but never really got a proper ending. We don't really know what happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's left to assume that he just grew old and died of natural causes, but that's no fun off screen.
Yo,
so the more I thought of Shizuka's character and the way she would have grown up made me realize that she really would have been the perfect main JoJo for part 7. And even her not being a Joestar by blood but rather being adopted plays perfectly into the series' bizarre nature. But as unfortunate as it is that Shizuka never made her way into the story again, considering how much potential she had, it makes sense because of the switch to the alternate universe and also 2 female JoJos in back-to-back parts. I don't think that would have worked well. So Shizuka Joestar.
I mean, like, why not? I mean, we just got Jolene, who was fired. Jolene did her work in the prison. Like, Jolene got some of the craziest episodes, like how she broke out of jailhouse lock. I feel like a lot of Joestars wouldn't have got past that, bruh. Like, I feel like that was one of the craziest stands to go up against, and Jolene overcame it, bro. It's like, I wouldn't mind another part after part 6 that had another female JoJo. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just
Joestar that everyone forgot about, and the perfect JoJo that never was, considering that Japanese is very strange, and apparently Shizuka can also be read as Jo, so another pronunciation for her name would be Joestar. And if any of you guys out there want to do some theory crafting on how a part would turn out with Shizuka being the main JoJo, living in America with just recently losing her parents would turn out, maybe we can do a follow-up to this video, being the part of JoJo that never happened. Well anyways, like the video if you enjoyed, or if I fought your boredom, and of course subscribe for more videos. Thank you all for watching.
But I didn't forget. I didn't forget, bruh. I know you thought I forgot. Listen. She's invisible. So it's not that I forgot. I just couldn't see her. Yeah, I just couldn't see her, bruh. I didn't forget. But nah. Like, this video really make me think about some of the wasted potential. There is characters in JoJo's I feel like that had wasted potential. Or just like you had the invisible baby. You had the girl from part 3 that showed up for a couple episodes. I thought she was gonna play like an integral role, like on some Hayato or Emporio shit where she helped in the last fight. No, she just shows up and then never shows up again. It's like, bruh. It's like, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple things, bruh. It's a couple things. But the main thing to take away from this video is that I actually didn't forget, bro. So we cool. We coolin'. Dab me up. Come on, you forgot. Listen, it's okay that you forgot, bro. Give me a hug. It's okay, bruh. I'm here for when you forget. Feel me? Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. If y'all did, make sure I hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. Let me know down in the comments what was y'all favorite part. Feel me? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Dreams Empire out. I'ma see y'all.
Gotta hold my ground. Smile left and I lost and found. I don't cheese, I'ma walk and frown. Hey, you up, can you hold me down? Spin it up, cause I know you round. Left phone, what happens now? Been around, look what I got. Back wound and a face on clown. And it's cool. Got a pill for you if you choose to swing that.